Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session of the Second International Conference on Positive Psychology by NPPA. I'll start with a quick introduction of myself and then introduce our esteemed keynote speaker for the session. My name is Dr. Shalini Dugal. I'm currently working with Accenture as General Manager, Responsible Assessments. I have more than 20 years of work experience in the industry and have worked across sectors including IT, insurance, education, consulting, largely in the areas of learning and development, organization development, and assessments. I completed my PhD from IIT Delhi in the year 2009, and prior to that, studied at Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi University. My areas of interest include positive psychology and cultural psychology. I'm very happy to introduce you to our keynote speaker for the session, Dr. Mandeep Mahendru. Dr. Mahendru holds a PhD in Management Studies, Masters in Economics and Masters in Business Administration in the area of finance. She has around 20 years of experience and is currently working as an adjunct professor at the ICFAI Business School in Gurgaon. She also holds a postdoc fellowship from the State Bank of India. And during her tenure at SBI, she designed a curriculum and an aspirational course on financial well-being for bank employees. Dr. Mahendru has been published in journals with a high impact factor and has a patent for a financial well-being scale as well. She's a guest editor for the open access journal, Frontiers in Artificial Intelligence and Sustainability, and is on Elsevier's editorial board of Social Sciences and Humanities. Her research interests include behavioral studies, financial well-being, sustainable finance, and evolutionary economics. Welcome, Dr. Mahendru. Dr. Mahendru will be talking to us today on the very interesting relationship between money and happiness. Now, before I hand over the mic to her, I'll request the audience here to please post your questions and thoughts in the chat box, and we'll take them up in the last 5 minutes of the session. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over the mic to Dr. Mahendru and to listen to her insights on this topic.
Thank you, Dr. Shalini, for having such a nice introduction that what I am into and how I'm going to place over here. So before starting the session, I'm very thankful to National Positive Psychological Association for having me here. And special thanks to Professor Kamlesh because I'm doing a work with Professor Kamlesh, and number of time we discuss about that how we can use the psychology in finance and use the finance in psychology. So this is our discussions which are going on. I'm very thankful to her for providing me a stage where we can discuss with the psychologist that how the financial things can be taken care of by reading the behavior and so on. So on this note, I'm going to start my talk on money and happiness, because everyone is quite happy whenever they listen to the word this money and happiness. Like Professor Ashish before me talk about this, that the Elizabeth study about money and happiness. So number of studies have been conducted in the psychological perspective also about money and happiness over there. I'll share my perspective in this about the money and happiness, and we'll see that how the collaborations can happen in the future also, because what I see from this financial angle that the behavior can't be the financial people cannot decode the behavior without the help of psychologists. This is our new education policy is also pro to this, that you do the interdisciplinary studies so that the domains can be used in a right perspective over there. So on this note, I'm going to have my presentation. So I hope this is clear and this is visible to all of you, please.
Yes, it's visible. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Shalini. So I'm going to talk about money and happiness, and this is how the story develops over there. I'll use, this is not the opinionated study at all. This is the research which is going on, because I'm a student of financial well-being. Throughout this last 10 years, I can say that I am into this, doing the study that how, doing this the relating to this confusion that why the people are not able to relate finance to their well-being. So this is what I'm looking forward to. So these are some of the papers where we have gone through along with my co-authors. So where we talk about conceptualization of well-being, and where we talk about the sustainable societies where the financial well-being is looked upon. And we also talked about that is about the it is how the money is going to be seen in the cases over there. And this is and we developed during this journey along with Professor Kamlesh. We have developed this the scale to measure the financial well-being, which we have get patented there. And on this basis only, I'm going to share my views about what money and happiness is to the psychologists who are duly present here. So, what happiness means, all of you have explained very well, and all of you are aware about. This is the that it is a state of well-being and contentment, and it is also a satisfying experience over there. So I'm referring here to HBR studies which went on around 30 years by Penny over there and has been published in 2021, who talked about that it is a wave of emotion. Happiness is nothing else but is a wave of every emotion that throwing at you, and you how to tackle that and how to make a good use of that is what happiness is all about. So I do not forget about my Indian literature also when we are talking about happiness, because what we feel that the roots of happiness somewhere lies in the Indian literature only. So Indian literature truly talked about this what I am, and in harmony to that and what I really want to be. So this is what happiness is all about, that knowing myself better over there, and in the harmony with the community, with the environment and so on, and what we really want to be. This is what happiness is all about. Now when I take this concept to economics over there, because being a financial economist and being a behavioral economist, we come across the question which our audience have raised, the and the panelists have raised before also, that does money bring happiness? So this is the question which everybody is looking forward to. That does the money have capability to being happy over there? If this has the capability, then everybody is going to, every rich country is going to be the happy country, which the World Happiness Index is not showing at all. So that is what we see, that that the argument is that if I see the Kahneman study, which is a very notable study over there, it says that the happiness has a relationship with the annual income over there, that as your income increases, your happiness increases, but after certain point of a time it plateaued over there. So happiness is leveled out over there after some point of a time. So that means that another study which come in contrast over there, Matthew's study, so he talked about that whatever the Kahneman professor is saying, that is not making a difference, that your happiness is not even plateaued after some period of time, not even beyond the $75,000 what he has taken as a, because at that point of a time when 2021, it that this much means that the rate of inflation has been taken care of. So when we move ahead with this, the professors come in consensus, the authors come in consensus and talk about that how income increase is going to relate with that what is the threshold level, and beyond which it is not going to make progress over there. So these are some of the remarkable studies from the psychology field only, which shows the relationship of the income with the happiness over there. I cannot forget about whenever the well-being is being talked about, the Daniels and the Easterlin paradox is something we always refer to, because happiness comes through the well-being over there. So that means Easterlin paradox even that support this idea that both within the nation in short period of time your income is going to matter, and in the long period of time it is not having significant relationship with the happiness over there. So that means that our idea that does money bring happiness is something which is again in a confusion over there, that some notable author says that up to some point of a time that money brings happiness. Now we have to see in the finance what that certain point of time which we are talking about. Now if I go to see the GDP and happiness over there, I am seeing that if you see this graph, it clearly shows that the GDP is moving up in the globe, around the globe. And if you see the US, China, and for that reason, India also, they are performing well, very well as far as the GDP is concerned. Because in economics, what we say that if your income is equating with the happiness, as the country's GDP start growing over there, that means they are the happy countries over there. So this is what kind of relationship we are saying. We are saying that the GDP is a cause of happiness. As the GDP of the countries grow, the happiness also grows. Which we see the contradiction over there in the World Happiness Index over there, that it is not the true situation. That what it shows that if your GDP, if the increase in the country's income is going to bring up the happiness over there, then this must not be the situation. What we are seeing from this the report, that is a global crisis over there, and it is not a crisis of at one point of a time. It is not the one crisis. We are continuously facing the number of crises. When I talk about number of crises, the major one: economic, environmental, geopolitical, societal, technological. So that means if the GDP is able to solve that problem, if the money increase in money is able to solve that problem, then we might not be facing this problem over there. It is not only the economic crisis. You can see that the circles of the economic crisis are, the area is very the very small over there. At this point of a time, we are facing at the societal crisis very much, which are being shown by the red quadrants over there. So this network shows that we are not even what we are seeing the number of diseases over there. We are seeing the mental well-being issues being increased throughout the world. We are seeing that we are facing the natural climate disasters over there, which we are concerned about. We are seeing that the geopolitical relations among the countries are not good at this point of a time. So that means as the GDP of the world is growing, it is not bringing happiness over there. It is, in fact, on the other hand, increases the crisis over there. And the crisis that we are facing simultaneously, number of crises. So this is the situation which we are facing at this point of a time. So when I see the manifestation of crisis, it brings to my mind that if we see the red quadrant, that is about societal crisis. So what we are facing, that the global report says that the level of crisis, that is energy crisis, cost of living crisis, food supply crisis, they belong to the societal crisis. So in the society, the number of crises are increasing. So that means that if you are increasing the GDP of the country, if we are increasing the income of the country, I take you back to the study of this the Kinneman and Gathen over there. And for that reason, this Killingsworth also over there, which says that the increase in income up to certain point of a time can bring you happiness. But after that, you have to find out other factors also, which is going to play a role. So this is what the complicated situation is. And if I take you to the wealth and happiness, this data shows among the that how the youngsters are behaving in each country, that is the wealth per adult and happiness score in each country. You would like to see here that as we move up, the happiness score is increasing. And if we see the Finland over here, on happiness score, they are quite high over there. But if I see that they are not very good as far as the GDP of the country or wealth of the country is considered. So this gives us an answer about the situation, that it is not only the money which is bringing happiness. It is something more about that. Now, what is there in that money? How we are going to use that money that it can bring us happiness over there? So, taking this now, while we are moving to what that missing link is, we have to find out that if the increase in the income of the country, if increase in GDP of the country is not bringing us the happiness over there, we go back to our literature, which is very worthy and very significant at this day also. So we go back to Arthashastra, we go back to Buddha philosophy, we go back to Aristotle over there, so that they consider the activity as a rational self only. They are saying that it is activity of rational self in accordance with the virtue. So you have to take care of both the things. You have to take care of this. What the literature says, what our Indian literature says, that money is not the mean. Money is only the means. It is not the end. But it is being thought otherwise by the countries, some of the countries over there, that money is the end, not the means. So that creates the most problem for us. So this is what the research says, that money happiness nexus is, we have to see the happiness and the money like this. That money is one of the part, along with the humanistic approach, along with the environmental approach, along with the other ecosystem. So money is something which is over there, and happiness is the wholesome situation over there. Money is something which act as a mean to reach this situation, along with other factors which I had talked about. But what is being seen, we are seeing it as this, that happiness is something different, money is something different, so they are running to in isolation. So that is something which is creating a problem to all of us. That is why we are too considerate when we are talking about that what need to be done now, that how one can see this situation and not this situation. This is what we are, because the complete market, the complete consumerism, if I say from the economic point of view, wants to state this situation, that your happiness is totally concerned with your money over there. If you have more money, you have more demonstration effect, and that is showing. But that doesn't solve our problem at all. So we move ahead with that. That what causes this situation? How can we reach this situation which we are talking about? That money is part of happiness. Money is a means and not an end over there. So for that reason, we move from money to life satisfaction. This is what we have to see, that money is a means to achieve the life satisfaction, and happiness is a whole situation. So we cannot say that money lead to happiness. Money can only lead to life satisfaction, and the life satisfaction if being achieved, then with other factors we can achieve the happiness over there. So what we say here, that money through financial well-being, if worked properly over there, leads to life satisfaction, and this relationship is being mediated by financial wisdom. We are taking care of in this in this situation, what situation that is given your socioeconomic environment, in whichever socioeconomic environment you belong to, we take it as a given in our research, and we say that money through financial wisdom leads to financial well-being over there. And this is just a reinforcement, because our Indian literature is quite supporting this fact that you have to be aware about this. Because what I want to share with you, that the global financial literacy report, that in spite of having given the financial literacy programs, people's financial literacy, the household's financial literacy has not been very much impacted positively, because the rate is shown somewhere between 8% to 23% of financial literacy only. That's why we are suffering a lot in spite of having good money with us. We do not know that how to use that money and how to get a freedom out of that. So this is what our argument and our hypothesis is about, that money to satisfaction. Now, this is what is required, that we have talked about, that it is not the money which is required, it is the financial well-being which we have to work upon. And through financial wisdom, we can have the financial well-being over there. That is an answer to the happiness over there. That is a way towards happiness, not a happiness. So what financial well-being actually is? Now, it is a state where an individual is able to meet his present and future commitments, ensure financial security, exercise freedom of choice, and experience improved quality of life. So now when I see that it is a state over there, so that means it is a feeling which that in psychologists can explain very well over there, which the psychologists can relate very well over there. And where an individual is, it is that state where I think as an individual that I'm able to meet my present as well as future commitments. When I'm having this feeling, when I start experiencing this, and I can ensure that the financial security is going to be there. And I have every way to exercise my freedom of choice and experience at last the improved quality of life. So this is what financial well-being is. So financial well-being is now what it consists of an objective and subjective measures. Objective measures means what my financial statement says, and subjective measures means how I am reporting that. Suppose some of us has the good account. If I talk about Nirav Modi's case and so on, so the things come to our mind that the account is showing a very good balance. But what is being reported, that the people are not satisfied with the kind of money they have. So that is what the subjective measures are. So it is a relationship mediated by financial behavior over there. So this is one of what study says, that previously we say that it is being mediated by financial behavior. Financial knowledge, personality traits, And mindful finance act as antecedents of financial behavior in given socioeconomic situation. And I am happy to share here that without psychologists, this couldn't be achieved at all. We can work on the financial knowledge, but we cannot work on the financial behavior. We cannot work on the personality traits, the kind of personality traits being required over there, the kind of mindful finance that being aware about present, taking care of your future. So that is what is required in given socioeconomic environment in order to experience the feeling of financial well-being over there. This is what financial well-being is. So that means what it states the security and freedom of choice. Security in present, that means you must see that you have a control over day-to-day finances. You have a capacity to absorb a financial shock whenever it is being come in the future. You also have a state of freedom over there. You also experience a freedom of choice, financial freedom to make choices to enjoy life over there. And you must feel that you are on a track to meet the financial goals over there. Not only your account, but your this subjective feeling must also be showing that yes, I am very much considerate about. So when you have these feelings of security, financial security, what we mean, and have a freedom of choice over there, so that means you are having a feeling of financial well-being over there. So now what is required to achieve that? We talk about financial wisdom. And all this financial wisdom is placed in the finance. That is, you have must have intellectual knowledge. That is, other than financial literacy, you have a financial knowledge over there, which is going to be more permanent. It is not financial literacy is something related to skill, but financial knowledge is something related to your intellect over there, to your knowledge building process over there. So that means when I say that I'm good in mathematics and I'm good in mental maths, so that means mental maths is my skill. And good in mathematics is that I'm developing that domain over there. I must be good in this emotional. It is also the emotional, your attitude, your personality. And so that means you have to take care of this. Other than this material, whatever wealth you have. So when we take together all of them and when we are working on that, what we achieve is that financial wisdom. So that financial wisdom, when one experience this financial wisdom, he recognizes the importance of financial planning over financial sacrifice. Now, what is there? That other than having a feeling of fear over there, other than having a feeling of fear for finances over there, they pay more attention to financial planning, and they seems to be more assured rather than fearful over there. They do not show the signs of fearfulness as far as their finances are concerned. Fearfulness means that they do not feel stress out, that how I'm going to manage my hospital expenses, how I'm going to manage my bills, how I'm going to manage my credit. So they are not fearful about that. They are assured that how I'm going to make my retirement planning, how I'm going to meet my the daily needs over there. So that is what he is going to develop. When he developed this, he developed an habit of having a trust rather than mistrust. So when you see these kind of things coming up, we sure that that financial wisdom is something developing in the human being over there. So why there is a need for that now? Why we are saying very much about that there is a need for financial well-being, not only about talking about money, but to need to talk about financial well-being, because household debt is increasing. So if I see the data and if you see the country's data also as compared to the GDP, 110% of debt, 83% of debt, and so on. If I talk about India, more than 83% of debt is there. So that means that situation at the household level is also creating a problem because our credit is increasing day by day. And on the touch of button, now we are having a credit. Thanks to these credit cards, these touch payments over there, because of which the household debt is increasing day by day. So increase in conspicuous consumption. What I'm thinking as an economist over there, that people, ours is a consumption economy. So we are more concerned about the demonstration effect if I talk from my subject over there. So when we see the demonstration effect, the people are purchasing just to show to their neighbors that we have those things over there. So that is why that the luxurious product market are doing very well into the countries over there. And at what cost? At the cost of the savings for retirement. We are not thinking about our retirements, that how it is going to be there. We are not thinking about pre-planning our incomes over there. So Another thing why we have to be considerate about financial well-being is about changing family structures. Now, what is happening over there? That the urbanization, the nuclear families, even the LGBT communities living alone over there. So these kind of things are coming up into the family structures. New family structures are coming up. So that means what? That means low level of social security over there. So in order to meet up those, that you have to look now, you do not have to fall apart back upon because the families are disintegrated over there. So because of nuclear family structures, you have to take care of yourself. Even the parents are looking forward to look after themselves rather than depending upon their kids for that reason. So that is what kind of structures we are going to face. And the longevity of life is also increasing. So one of the economist studies saying that global level we are shortly going to have 110 years as average age over there. So other than that, decreasing social security schemes, we cannot depend now more on the governments over there to meet our social security needs. So in order to meet that social security needs, what is being sent over there, what is being said over there, that you have to plan yourself. Even our budget is showing the same. If you see the budget for the last year and this year, no incentives for saving the taxation or savings for taxation, which is very common among our previous generations. So that is what we are, the government is loud about, the state is loud about, that you have to see your social securities yourself only. So that is why there is a need to have a financial well-being over there. And what we see that this is some of the very wonderful quadrant, which the four quadrants are there. It moves from low to high, and it moves from low to high as far as the perceived financial well-being and observed financial well-being. Now, when I say observed financial well-being, that means your accounts are showing this. That means they are. If my account statement, financial statement is showing this, that what is my financial level, what is my financial status over there. But my perceived well-being may or may not be matching that. I am very rich, but at the other point of a time, I am always fearful about the finances. I'm the miser one, right? And or I'm the frugal one. So that is both the situations are not good for the financial well-being. So we have four quadrants. The people lying here, that means high observed financial well-being, low perceived. That means the financial accounts are showing that they are very good, but perceived financial well-being is always showing that we are not happy with our finances. So if this situation is there, this is not a good situation. And this situation also, you will find most of the people in either lying in this strata or in this strata. That is why in the banks we are facing the problem of non-performing assets over there, or we are having the greeds over here. So we are seeing the number of scams happening in the financial field over there. We are seeing number of people losing the money in the stock markets over there because of this habit, that they may be fall in this quadrant, or they may fall in this quadrant where they have a low observed financial well-being, their financial accounts are showing nothing over there, and they are having high perceived well-being. So where they are seeing that they are feeling or reporting that we are very much good over there. So they do not, they have their credit card loans, if you see, are moving up over there. So you will find lot of adolescents and youngsters falling into this ambit. What our studies show, what the research shows, both in the West and in the South Asian economies also, that people are having low observed financial well-being and high perceived well-being. You will also find it here that high observed financial well-being and low perceived financial well-being. These quadrants need attention, but not much. That means here the interventions are required from the policy makers, where the high observed financial well-being is there and as well as high financial perceived well-being is. So that means some nudges are required. Where here you require treatment over there. That means a kind of programs which can improve this, which can bring the people from this to this one, or from this quadrant to this quadrant over there. So that is what we are working towards, that this must be attained. Otherwise, money is acting as a sin for all of us. Money is acting as a guilt for all of us. That is what is required over there. So what are the outcomes of financial well-being? When any of us has achieved this stage of financial well-being, we will start feeling that we have an ability to meet present and future commitments, that we are having a control over our day-to-day finances. I'm happy to pay back my bills. I'm very much okay with the number of expenses I am incurring. Such individual can meet the commitments in time regarding consumption, education, health, emergency expenses, both in the present and future. So another thing is ensuring financial security. Individuals you will see high on financial well-being are competent to absorb financial shocks. Whenever they come, they are ready for that. So they have diversified support system in the family, friends. They all have their things over there, and more of them. Not at this stage. It is not family, friends now. It is your saving plans or investment plans, which are ensuring your financial security. And they also feel that they have a freedom of choice. Why I'm saying freedom of choice? Because there are a lot of opportunities over there. The market, the financial market is becoming quite complex. Every single day you are receiving a hundreds of calls regarding credit card purchase, taking a personal loan, investing into this investment, investing into insurance, and so on. So that is why if you are having a financial well-being, you experience it, you gain it, you develop it, you will feel that you will have a freedom of choice. You will experience the freedom of choice where you will feel that the financial planning opportunities are there, even in the crypto, the NFTs, number of avenues are increasing. That is what it is creating complexity of over there. But how it can be achieved? That high financial well-being have high perception of financial planning opportunities. Why, how they have achieved it? Because by virtue of their financial knowledge, by which they hope that to enjoy the freedom of choice over there and improved quality of life what they experienced over there. Now, how they say that improved quality of life? You will see them having the planned vacations over there. You will also see them not enjoying the wealth for themselves but distributing into the society, also taking care of the community and be more community conscious and so on. So this reflect a feeling that is free and secure, while at the same point of a time financial contribution to the societal welfare. So this is how they feel that their quality of life has been improved over there. So whenever anybody is feeling that they have attained the financial well-being, it is a state which is continuous state, that you have to work on this stage. So whenever when experience this, they feel these kind of things over there, that these are the outcomes. Now, what are the consequences of low financial well-being? We have tested, and we this has been proved. Poor mental health, stress, strained relationship and bad health over there, poor retirement planning, loss of talent, low quality of life. So if you see into the organizations, the most of the marital conflicts are because of this low financial well-being. This is what the research has already stated, and we have done a research in lot of the corporates also. We see the productivity of the employee and the financial well-being. If the financial well-being is working in a right manner, the productivity in the organization is also working well. Otherwise, you have a stress every time. Stress of what? That how to meet your needs, how to pay up the bills over there, how to meet up the child education over there, because you cannot ignore this as the rate of inflation in the economy is moving up and the social security schemes are going down. What we are seeing, there are now no social security schemes. The retirement benefits are not for this generation is not there now. So that is what the this poor financial well-being can cause. So that is very dire to that if you suffer this low financial well-being, you can go through that. And this is what our research in the corporates has validated this also. So what are the dimensions of these financial well-being? If you see the most of dimensions, what I want to share here, that the financial behavior is one of the dimension. And that means a behavior regarding saving and spending, investment and credit management behavior. So if the saving is not good, spending is not good, investment is not good, what kind of credit management behavior is not good? So that means that the people are low on the financial well-being. Other than that, the financial knowledge is another dimension of that, which consists of that financial literacy, which is hard skill. When I see financial knowledge, it is a hard skill. Other three are soft skills over there. So financial updation is required. Knowledge about the economic environment is required, because when I am investing, I should be aware about this thing, that what is the rate of inflation going on. But in this, given this rate of inflation, my financial behavior plays very much important role. That can I control? Can I have that self-efficacy? Can I have that self-control there? Can I? And the research has also proved that the hardworking people are more having high financial well-being over there. So this is what calm approach leads to more financial well-being, because materialistic values, that if a person has materialistic values, that is not good for their financial well-being. and motivation to save is something good for that. So that there is where the psychologist domain is required to form up the questionnaires in that, to do the empirical research in that how it is related to this thing. And what is else is required, another dimension is mindful finance, which is again related to mindfulness over there. That means, do you have a peaceful engagement in finance? It is like a meditation over there, that every day you have to take care of your finances. If not, you can hire the financial planners. In India, we don't have a culture of hiring the financial planners over there, because we do not trust them. Either they are related to one of the institution or other. So we are always having a distrust among them. So developing a financial wisdom can lead us to mindful finance also, where we can hire the financial planner, where we can tell them, because the financial planner also have to learn about that no standardized plans are there. The plans are customized over there. So everybody's the emotional quotient level has to be taken care of. Awareness has to be taken care of. Everything that is their personality trait, everything in the financial behavior is going to nudge your financial well-being over there. So if you see, that is more about reported than about the skill which you can attain by learning over there. So this is, and in the given socio-economic environment, we have these dimensions. Now, where there is a need for psychological mindset, other than that the psychological research can do the research in the areas where does money mindset come from. It is not very easy for the financial person to, or the economic person to go into this, because the mindset is really a talk of psychology over there. Nobody can better understand the mindset rather than the psychologist. So it is being required that the money, where does the money set come from, this should be taken care of. The mindsets that limit our financial success. What kind of mindsets are there which limit our financial success over there? So the money mindset that work for the financial success, the research can be done in the area of finding out that kind of money mindset that work for the financial success over there. Now, when this kind of mindset, or when this kind of research can be taken care of, then the chances are there that through this collaborative research, the one can achieve, or one can form a study, or give a recommendation, or write a white paper or policy paper in that area of achieving a financial security and freedom. So this is very much required in the financial behavioral research, what I can say. So this is what this is about, that money through financial well-being can lead to self satisfaction and to happiness. So this, the outcome of this is that we can face the better finance and better world throughout this. So this is what is required, and this is what my proposition is. Thank you for your attention over there. So the forum is open for the question. If you have any question in this regard, please.
Thank you, Dr. Mahendru, for that very insightful talk on the relationship between money and happiness. And there seems to be clearly a strong relationship there, at least till a certain threshold. So we'll invite questions from the audience now. And if I just check the Q&A box here, there don't seem to be any open questions. So maybe I can kickstart with a question from my side. And meanwhile, I'll request other people also to put in their questions. So, Dr. Mahendru, when you spoke about how money matters in the area of happiness, at least till a certain extent, it made me think of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So, just wanted to get your thoughts on, how does this relationship map onto that particular structure?
Uh, Very relevant question, Dr. Shalini, because at this point of a time we are talking about, and this is the stage we are looking forward to in Maslow's need hierarchy theory, that we have to reach somewhere of the self-contentment over there, at the level of contentment. But what I found over there, that money cannot bring the happiness to us, but there are certain things which the money can buy, and that bring a happiness to me, like a wonderful vacation where I can relax, and a good home where I can feel stressed out, and a good cuisine over there, which can be given me a delighted feeling. So that what I mean to say, that if I go back to the pyramid of Maslow over there, the physiological needs are very important over there. And if I see in Indian perspective, what we are seeing in the developing countries perspective as an economist over there, rightly said by Kahneman's study over there, that you have to reach up to some stage as far as your income is concerned, because financial well-being is, we cannot say that it is a state of happiness for the person who is not able to meet both the ends meet over there. So we have to take care of this, that after meeting your physiological needs, your security needs, then this need of experience comes over, because this is that stage where I'm ready to do the charity, where I'm ready to have a feeling of freedom over there, where I'm ready to have a feeling, the feeling of this, you can say the wholeness over there. So that is somewhere I have to take care of this. If I'm able to meet on that Maslow's need hierarchy theory, which is very important, step by step, so then only I can reach the self-containment stage, which is a stage of again reaching after the financial well-being.
Great. Thank you. Very nicely explained. We also have a couple of questions from the audience. So we'll take up as many as we can, given that we have about 5 minutes left. So we have the first question from Jagjit Kaur, and the question is: are there psychological factors explaining why youngsters have low perceived and high observed financial well-being?
Uh, Thank you, Jagjit, for your question. And this is again very relevant question. And I'm always interested in to talk in among the psychologists, because they can decode the behavior very well. Nobody else can do that in a manner the psychologist can do. So from that point of view only, that we have seen certain studies in the West where you will find that adolescents are going through the habit of this impulsive buying. And this impulsive buying is created because of their personality traits somewhere over there. Because and if you find that the personality traits, I have talked about the calm approach, hardworking. So there are opposite concepts, attributes also. So if you see in that regard, you will find that the youngsters are going through very much over there rather to your previous generations. And we also have find out over there the wealth effect, which is totally a talk about the psychology of a person. Now, if I talk about reported factors, that the wealth of the person I'm going to inherit, that is going to play a wonderful role over there. Because if I see the PGU study in economics that talk about this thing, that wealth effect is something which is impacting the youngsters at this point of a time, that I'm going to inherit wealth. So they are very much careful regarding the same. So that is why the structure of family impacts over there. So you can talk about the stress, you can talk about their calm approach, you can talk about their hardworking attributes. So they are going to play, the youngsters are being more inflicted, because if you see the our previous generations, they are too calm, they are hardworking, they know the value of labor over there. But this digital world, that is click, that finance availability on click of button is making our life difficult also, because I do not know. Now I'm not consuming the hard money, so now I'm not giving the paying in forms of number of notes. I'm giving in form of the click of button. So I having the pain is less to me. So that is what the youngsters are going through, which our previous generations are not. That is the answer. I think that answer is clear. I'll share the studies also with the audience.
Great points there. Now we have another question from Astha Tripathi, and she asks: isn't financial well-being a more of a subjective experience?
Yes, Astha, it is more of an experience, because if my financial statements is objective one, then it is showing that I'm doing very good. My accounts are too good or they are very bad. So it is my experience, that how I'm experiencing having good accounts, how I'm experiencing having bad accounts. So that is a dire situation which we are talking about. That if it goes otherwise, if I'm experiencing the same as my accounts are showing, then that means my financial well-being is at place. But if I'm behaving otherwise, that means my financial well-being has to be need to be taken care of.
There's a question from Naman Jain, and he asked, "Did you get to work on the law of attraction while talking about money mindset? Because Noah has some wonderful tools to build that mindset. Teachers like Abraham Hicks are helping so many people build that mindset."
Noha, thank you for this question, and I'm happy that you are talking about quantum physics, because I can relate it to the morning inaugural lecture over there, which talk about the scientific inquiries in this field. And when we talk about that, your question, I can very much relate to quantum physics, that that also has proved that there is something beyond that this consciousness, that is subconsciousness over there. So I'm working in that field also, that how this behavior of financial well-being, as I said, it is an experience. So what are the other factors which are not very much reflective but are impacting those over there, like it happens in the quantum physics over there? So that study is still going on.
And we have time for one more question very quickly. I think Astha's we've already answered. So Namita says some people believe that being more materialistic makes them more motivated to earn more money. What is your opinion on this?
Yeah, that is again a wonderful question that we heard it every time. Being an economist, I heard of that being materialistic means you are able to achieve your this pursuits and so on. So it depends upon the kind of socio-economic culture you belong to. Because if my culture says that if I belong to India and I have been ruled not for only for the 100 years but for the 1,000 years, sometime by one other class or so on, starting from the Indus Valley culture over there and starting, which has been clear in our Vedas over there. So that clearly shows that our behavior is not our day behavior over there. Our behavior has been formed of number of years and it is embedded in my culture. That when I'm saying that on criminal index, that we are corruption index, we are going very up. So that makes me always fearful of that what I'm going to lose if I'm going to talk about my money. So that is one culture which we find not even in India, but everywhere over there, that do not disclose your accounts over there. Do not disclose what is your mental position. People are happy to talk about health or other things, but people are not happy to talk about earth over there. So that's why this kind of fear you will find in the studies.
All right, great. Thanks for that, Dr. Mahendru. So we are already over time. We'll end the session here. I'd like to give a vote of thanks to Dr. Mahendru for taking out time and addressing all of us here on this very interesting topic of the relationship between money and happiness. Thank you, Dr. Mahendru, and thank you everyone for joining this session.
Thank you, Shalini. Thank you, everybody, the August audience. And I'm happy to answer more questions. My email ID I'll share with Kamlesh. Madam has already my email ID. So you can come to me for this collaborative research and knowing more about the financial well-being. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So over to you, Naina. I can see you.